Aloha everybody. It is June 20th, 2025, the summer solstice. And I thought I would give you an update of the orchard 10 years in now. 2015, the first trees were planted right here on the road. Some trees are more like 5 years, but you'll see the development. We've got some dwarf coconuts. So these will never get real tall. The coconuts will grow close to the ground here. Okay, some yellow hibiscus. These are Chinese hibiscus in the way, and then right next to this coconut we have a tangerine, another coconut. This is a blood orange tree. This is one of the first trees that was planted, and you can see it's got fruits. This is I think the third season that this tree is fruiting. And with citrus trees, especially oranges, the longer they go, you can see Ely's shadow there with me, little baby hanging with me right now. But the longer orange trees grow, the sweeter they get year by year. Here's a lemon tree. This is lemons and limes and citrus generally are the fruit trees that produce quickest. Only takes about 5 years. Here's a grapefruit. So these are all the earliest trees we planted 10 years ago. So we've been getting lemons off this tree for multiple years. And I showed you over there, I didn't point it out, but the Tahitian lime tree, we've also been getting fruit off of for years. This right here is an avocado that was one of the first trees we planted. It's always struggled on this slope, but it's finally starting to go. Here we have a mango. This tree was planted about 8 years ago. It's huge. It's surprising how big it is, and it's absolutely beautiful. And look at this, something very exciting. After all these years now, we finally have our first clutch of mangoes coming in. And that is very exciting, I must say. Right next to the mango, we have an orange tree. This is a navel orange. Another tree that has been here for 10 years, has struggled a lot, but is finally also really starting to grow. And for the first season ever, is also producing fruit. Little fruits just starting to come in. I can't find them right now. Where are they? Did they fall off? Oh no, right here. So that's pretty exciting too. And then we have the ulu, the breadfruit. Again, this upper corner of the orchard here was the first we planted. We'll get down there in a little bit. But yeah, this ulu tree also producing fruits. They've been small so far for the last couple years. Maybe this year they'll be big enough to really use them. And then up here, the soil's not very good up here. We do have a kaffir lime, which is obviously not doing great, but it is starting to sprout way up there. So this tree is also coming around. See, that's the beautiful thing about an orchard. It only takes a certain amount of time for all the trees, about 5 years. Then the yellow leaves start going away and the health comes in. Here's ohe, bamboo. This is good construction bamboo with another breadfruit up here. Here in Hawaii, breadfruit, they're a Pacific Island tree. They grow amazing, even in the soil that's up here on the steep part of the slope where other things don't do too well. So then what we've also got is Gliricidia trees planted sporadically all throughout. And these are nitrogen fixing trees. I've made a number of videos about them on the channel if you're interested, but they're chop and drop. So you use them to mulch other trees with, which I'll show you down here. Here's another one. You take the branches and you mulch with them. You can also put them into wood chips and make really good compost out of them. So now we're getting down to the bottom of our orchard where the soil is really rich, and you'll see. Here's another couple mango trees. This one actually got snapped in half by a cow a few years ago, so it's just coming back. This mango is beautiful, and these are different types than the mango up there. These are different varieties, although to be honest, I'm not even sure which varieties they are. I gotta look it up. This one has not had fruit yet though. Only that other mango tree is our first mango with fruit. Here's a big Gliricidia. This is the first Gliricidia we planted. It's pretty huge now. You can see the pink flowers on it. So yeah, right, like right here, there's a bunch of the branches piled. That's really good for compost and for growing other trees because it's so rich in nitrogen. Here is another Tahitian lime tree. Tahitian limes are the most fragrant, lovely lime I've ever had. It's like a whole cocktail in a fruit. So we have a number of these growing. You can see the bananas. We have 2 banana patches, and soon I'm gonna start to break them off and plant them out so we get more bananas. These are apple bananas, a type of short tart banana, sweet but tart, delicious. Here's yet another Tahitian lime tree, and this is the first season that this one is fruiting. We planted this about 5 years ago during COVID. So it was 2020, 5 years ago. So like I said earlier, that's how long it takes. You can see I mulched with banana at the bottom. Here's our other bananas. And right here we have Hawaiian cotton. It's a bunch of guinea grass growing in it, but this is a Hawaiian cotton tree, which is really cool. Then you come over to here. This is the bottom of our orchard. This is a loquat. These grow like a weed and they have a delicious fruit on them, although nothing right now. Here is a tree I planted 5 years ago too. This is a Malabar chestnut. It makes nuts in pods that taste quite a bit like chestnuts, and it has just shot up way into the sky to get to the sun. So I'm going to plant some more bananas along here, this row down here, because they like the shade. And then over here, growing on some fence panels, we have a vanilla vine. By the bananas, the vanilla. And I'm really excited for this. These take a long time to grow. We have some videos on the channel about these too, if you want to see those. And then over here in this is probably the best soil, this corner of this orchard. We have a soursop tree growing. Soursop is a fruit that is sour and sweet, very delicious, very unique. Here you can see one growing. And then next to it we have an avocado, and the avocado is now making fruits for the first time this year. You can kind of see them up there. I can't zoom in because I got baby in my other hand, but there's like probably 24 avocados coming in on this tree now. You can see them up there. And then we have also in the shade here, mother of cacao, or no, not mother of cacao, just cacao. Mother of cacao is what the Gliricidia is called because it provides shade. Cacao loves shade. That's why it's down here in this bottom corner. There's the pussycat. And then finally, we have another Gliricidia. So we just have Gliricidia everywhere to do that nitrogen thing. Here's another blood orange. This one's only probably 4 years old, so it's still small. Actually, more like 3 years old, I think. And then over here, we have a mountain apple. This is another canoe plant brought over by the Polynesians. It is really awesome. And there's a bunch of fruit on it right now. Also a macnut branch fell into it, so I gotta cut that out with the chainsaw. And then, finally, if you look up here, you'll see, growing up these macadamia nut trees, a giant peach lilikoi vine. And peach lilikoi are very sweet. They're almost like orange Tic Tacs. Delicious. But yeah, it's dwarfing the tree. So that's the orchard 10 years later. Lots of fruit coming in. Soursops, avocados, breadfruits, citrus, bananas. Oh, so it's very cool. All right, guys, there it is. The update 10 years later. Aloha.